but people that are subbed and everything, they'll see this extra part.
Noise.
Uh-huh. You me eat popcorn. All right, and hello everybody. Welcome to another TWAB this week at Bungie for October 29th, 2020. This is one of the last two TWABs for this season. I am Oteno, of course, but I'm also joined by my lovely tech and fellow warlock in the clan High Desert Drifters, Caspian, or Larson.
Hello.
Yes. So, what is... Oh, actually. Larson, do you have anything to say?
Transmog! It's here! It's here! It's finally here! Well, okay, not here, but at least we know! We know!
We're going to talk more about it, but we will be... Yeah, they gave more details on Transmog. Not in the TWAB, but there was a live stream earlier where Luke Smith was on a Twitch live stream and he did talk about it. So
thank God.
We're on that later. He also gave a little bit more details as well for a few other things. So yeah. Okay. This week at Bungie, there is just a lot going on right now. I agree. What a week. It started out with the brand new Vidoc showing Bungie developers, giving you a behind the scenes look at what you've been cooking up from home. What we've been cooking up from home. Now we'll pause the TWAB for 15 minutes so you can go watch it in all its glory, because it literally is 15 minutes long. Even if you already watched it, go watch it again. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. It's a good one. Definitely put time aside to watch it. There's a lot going on, but if you don't want spoilers, do not watch this. Do not watch this video. There's a lot in there.
So, clicking on the link is a spoiler warning.
True.
In fact, avert thine eyes and scroll faster.
Right, exactly. That was your first look into Season of the Hunt. Spoilers. That's the name of the season. Season of the Hunt. That's Season 12.
Too many spoilers.
Right. I know, all at once. As well as a deeper dive into Beyond Light, Stasis, New Light, and our plans for Year 4. We also mentioned that most seasonal content is going to be sticking around throughout the year. And showed off a new character for Beyond Light on Season of the Hunt. Start writing these dates in your calendars, or I guess like programming them into your virtual calendars. You do you. Before we talk about the calendar itself for Season of the Hunt, when they mentioned that seasonal content is going to be sticking around, it's not like it's going to be how it was for Shadowkeep. This time, let's say for example you get Beyond Light and you join in like Season 14. You can go back and play the Season 12 story. You can go back and get those gear and get that gear and all that. You can go back and do Season 13 story and all the gear and all the exotic quests probably and everything. Like there's content for you to do when you join. It's not just the current season. It's also the past season stuff as well, which is really nice. Okay, the calendar. Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt. So with Beyond Light, you get the campaign, Stasis, Titan Behemoth, Warlock Shadebinder, Hunter Revenant, Salvation's Grip Exotic Grenade Launcher Quest. I'm thinking this is the raid exotic, because you know how Divinity was a quest? Possible. And then for free to all players, starting with Season 12, you get Europa, new Cosmodrome experience, new seasonal armor and exotic weapon, new strike added to the playlist. We'll talk about that in a sec. New Lost Sectors, 100 plus seasonal ranks, new artifact mods, new triumphs, shaders, and emblems, Iron Banner, and the Dawning, of course, because December is right around the corner. And they show the map. It's lasting from November to February. November 10th, seasonal artifact and reward tracks unlock. Empire hunts begin. The Glassway strike opens, so that's the new strike. Uncover Europa's secrets. That's from the 10th all the way to January 12th. So that's the whole thing. Adept weapons added to trials on the 13th of November. November 17th is when the season missions begin. So that means you can't do the season of the hunt missions right away. You have to wait until the following week, which is cool. It lets us do the whole story for Beyond Light, at least. And then Wrathborn hunts begin. That falls in line with the current season. The raid opens on the 21st. The first Iron Banner is December 8th. The Dawning is from December 15th to January 5th. And of course more. Then they talk about the exotic weapons and armor. They have Hawkmoon, which I'm super excited about. Cloud Strike, no time to explain. Duality, whatever that is. Libation's Grip, the Lament, Icefall Mantle, Mask of Bacchus, Arthur's Embrace, Dawn Chorus, Necrotic Grip, which I'm super excited for, and Precious Scars. We also followed that up by pushing out the Beyond Light launch trailer this morning, featuring some good vibes and a familiar soundtrack. It's one of the last action-packed previews of Beyond Light you'll get before it launches in less than a fortnight. We'll pause the TWAB one more time so you can watch it, but this is it. No more pauses after this. So I don't know.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer?
No, I didn't have a chance to watch the trailer yet.
Oh, dude, it's good.
Oh, I'll have to definitely.
Yeah, watch it on your own time because we're not gonna watch the videos now, but like,
of course not.
Fam, it's good. That's all we got for you this week. Nah, just kidding.
I managed to get in the other stuff, but not that.
Yeah. And they say, that's all we got for you this week. Nah, just kidding. We got a lot more to cover. Let's get to it. Progression changes. Right off the bat, starting strong. The start of any new Destiny expansion begins with a power climb as you experience the campaign and play through the story missions. After finishing that up and completing some additional quests and activities, you're usually around what we call the soft cap. And we'll need to start earning powerful rewards to continue to increase your power so you can tackle some of the more aspirational activities in the endgame. After you reach the hard cap, then there is an additional 10 power you can earn through earning pinnacle rewards if you choose to hit the pinnacle cap. Here are the new power caps you are aiming for when the next season begins on November 10th. Soft cap is 1200, just like we predicted. Pretty much all predicted that. And then there's the hard cap, which is 1250, and the pinnacle cap is 1260. When you first log in next season, all of your weapons and armor will be at 1050 power or higher. If you have anything already over 1050, it will be unchanged, and anything under will be brought up to 1050. All new players will start at 1050 as well. Very nice.
So would you say it's the hard cap and the try hard cap? Hey, sorry.
Basically.
Sorry.
Powerful reward changes. Here's where things get a little interesting. We've heard a lot of feedback from players for more opportunities to earn powerful rewards from the activities you enjoy the most. We have a change coming that will allow you to have a chance to earn powerful rewards. Now here it says a chance. From strikes, gambit, crucible, and from seasonal drops all the way up to the hard cap. It will still be much quicker to continue to complete all the powerful rewards such sources each week, but if you just want to play strikes or crucible matches all day every day, you can continue to earn powerful rewards. We hope this helps you to continue increasing your power during the period when you are still close to the soft cap and may find completing some of the powerful resources like the ordeal very difficult. Okay, before we go on into tokens and collections, I feel kind of iffy about the powerful reward changes. Because on one end, I'm glad casual players have more chances to like, you know, get to hard cap, but it makes the grind a little less like needed almost.
I feel like what's going to happen, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a change.
Sure.
What's going to happen is that 1200 to 1250, that soft cap to hard cap, is going to be basically a how much time have you put in. So whether or not it's just doing Crucible or Gambit or Strikes, it's just how much time. And even a casual player will get that how much time. I would not be surprised if the 1050 to 1060 is you are fighting for every point of increase. Like literally, it's like you got a new powerful piece of gear. It's 1050 or 1251.
Right.
Like, and suddenly that last 10 becomes. I'm not going to say necessarily insanely better, but I would not be surprised if they have it structured so you notice that last 10.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, like, if anything, based off of how it currently is, if anything, the grind to get to 1260 will be a lot slower, but it just feels really weird to be like, oh yeah, of course you can go a lot quicker if you do all your powerful gear sources, maybe some pinnacle gear sources, but you can sit there and do strikes and crucible all day, and you'll get there eventually. Yeah, it just feels weird because like we have 3 months. To get to 1260.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of people who aren't even close to the current cap.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think it's less about those of us who have powered our way. Like, I think I'm sitting at because 1060 is the hard cap, right?
Yeah. No, 1060 is the pinnacle. 1050 is
the
hard.
I think I'm at 1060 something with my artifact.
Yeah.
So like I'm not even fully all the way to 1060, but I've been at 1050 or higher for a while. But I also know there are people who are still below 1050 without the artifact.
True.
So I think they're looking at it less as a, hey, those of you who are trying, well, good for you because you're still trying and you're having fun. But so the people who aren't trying as hard don't feel so left out. We need to shore it up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, like, I could see it being like very bad if they did the pinnacle cap that way, but like they're keeping the pinnacle cap the same as it always has been. With the hard cap, like the soft to hard cap, I guess like makes a lot more sense because let's say for example you're done with all your powerful gear sources for the day, and you're like, dang, I want to play more Destiny though, but like I don't want to get crap drops that won't boost me or anything like that or help me at all. So you just do a whole bunch of strikes or play a whole bunch of crucible matches. Just like, oh, because like they said a chance to get powerful drops, right, or powerful rewards.
So it's not a guaranteed.
Exactly, yeah. Like it's not like you do like 20 matches of crucible and you get 20 powerful drops. You might get like 1 every 5 maybe or something, depending on how they want to do it.
And it's probably also for those people who, because I know certain people who are like, yeah, I'm not doing the PvP powerful gear and you can't make me.
Yeah, that's fair. Some people just don't want to do PvP. And in the same vein, some people just don't want to do anything PvE related. So they'll just do Crucible all day or Strikes all day. And then like, you're even though it may be a little slower, you're still on the same track as everybody else. You're just going to be a little bit behind, but like that's okay. You'll still be able to get to 1250.
Yeah, you'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I mean, it's also really good for the race as well, because then like this opens up even more chances for like anybody to be able to compete. Whether they're be able to like get far in the race itself is another story, but like this lets a lot more people to become 1230 than probably before.
Yep.
So I think it's I can see both sides, right? Like I think this is an okay change. It's just a little weird. Coming from my side of like how I play Destiny, it kind of gets rid of like the reason for power and the reason for grind. Then like I've also been on the other side of the spectrum as well, so I can see both sides. I'll just have to see.
Yeah, and I think that they're going about it the right way, making it so that the pinnacle cap is still unchanged for
Right.
those who want to grind it out and have that power, but for getting to it, not as punishing.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like I said, like at the end of the day, it might not even be that bad. Like
Yeah,
it
because I
probably.
still remember, was it Forsaken where it was 9 to 950?
Yeah.
Oh man, that 9 to 950 was rough.
It was.
Like, because it was like powerful gear means nothing. You need only pinnacle. It's like, oh god,
Yeah.
why? So yeah, I think that it's gonna. I think this is a better like middle of the road solution, but we'll see how it turns
I would
out.
say so. I would say so. Yeah. All right. Tokens and collections. Destiny is at its best when you are shooting aliens, getting loot, and becoming more powerful. That gameplay loop breaks down when the best way to increase your power can be standing in the tower and handing in tokens to Lord Shaxx. That's true. It kind of just kills the experience when, like, you know, you're doing all this stuff and you're like, I need to fill in my spots for different things, or like the slots that I'm missing, and then you go sit in the tower and then you just turn in all your tokens finally.
And pray.
Right. And pray you get them for the slots. So, like, I'm actually glad that they'll go on to it. So starting next season, gear received from collections and turning in tokens will have a lower power than in previous seasons. Gear earned through token purchases will be 20 power below your power level, and collection buybacks will be capped at 1050.
Well, what do we even use collection buybacks for anymore? You can't get any of the random rolls.
Well, I mean, I guess, like, if you wanted to pull out an exotic you haven't been using, you know,
Oh,
you would have
okay.
to boost it all the way up, you know?
That's not the worst though.
Yeah.
I mean, and I like that method a little bit because those upgrade modules are, in my opinion, the best way to handle upgrading weapons, especially.
True. So yeah, I'm actually kind of cool with this change because, like, that kind of, once again, like, it seems like a lot of this is helping alleviate a lot of the gap between the super hardcore and super prepared raiders compared to, like, the casual or semi-hardcore that want to attempt the race for the first time, you know?
Exactly.
You know, they're basically saying, like, okay, turn in all your tokens now because it won't be worth anything when Beyond Light happens. Like, all the hoarding that you're doing, we're trying to, basically what it seems like is they're making everybody on an even footing. Yep. Like, even if you aren't doing the race, like, everybody's going to be at the same pace, technically, on paper. So, I think that's a good change. Like, a lot of these are nice quality of life changes. Like, on the bigger spectrum of things. It's really good. Okay, economy changes. Some currencies and items have changes coming either at the end of the season or in the near future. Here's what to expect when you log in next season. Materials with no home. So pay attention to this, everybody. This next portion, these next few categories are very important to the current game right now. With several destinations going into the Destiny content vault, many of you have been wondering what is going to happen to the currencies found in the areas currently underneath the pyramids. The simple answer is that there are no changes to these currencies in the season of the hunt, and you'll be able to continue to spend them at vendors normally, like at Banshee or whatever, to, like, get enhancement cores or ascendant shards or whatever. Starting in season 13 though, phase glass needles, alkine dust, simulation seeds, and seraphite will be no longer accepted by vendors. For those of you who still have unspent stockpiles at the end of the season of the hunt, Spider will be kind enough to offer a small glimmer exchange to take them off your hands. But you'll realize the best value by spending them before that point. So make sure you turn in your stockpiles before the end of next season. So stop hoarding your old stuff, essentially.
Yeah, it's like, get rid of it, get it gone.
Yeah, like, essentially, like, what Bungie is basically saying is, Like, all right, y'all, it's time to do some house cleaning. We've been hoarding for like 2 years now.
It's getting embarrassing. Zavala is upset.
Zavala's upset. All your vaults are cluttered. Just start
Ikora
clearing
can't
out
make
stuff.
excuses for you anymore, and Cade's not here to hide your stuff. Ooh,
right. It's time to let it all go. Also, there are other items that will be removed from your inventory at the end of Season of Arrivals. Some like faction tokens. People still hold on to their faction tokens?
What?
Weird. Like faction tokens have no purpose and have not had a purpose in quite a while. And others, like expired ramen coupons, never really my coupons never really had a purpose but held some sentimental value.
Yeah, don't take that coupon from me.
I know, my coupons. What if I want to get some ramen?
Dude, that's my memory of K. Don't take it.
Right. We know that it might be hard to part with those, but it's time to let them go.
Do I get a bowl of ramen?
Right. Can I get a bowl to go? Can I take one with me to Europa?
That would be an awesome emote to anyone who still had the ticket in their inventory.
Oh my god.
Like just like a guy motioning and then holding a bowl of ramen for half a second.
Yes. I would love that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that would just be amazing. Bungie, if you're listening.
Yes, please. Please. Okay. Bounties. This affects a lot of people because a lot of people are bounty prepping or Beyond Light to get like the artifact stuff and everything. And this is going to touch on a little bit of that. But I don't like bounties. I'm not telling my clan to prepare bounties for, a power level increase or anything like that, because like the artifact power doesn't matter in the raid anyway.
We wouldn't do it.
Exactly. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't tell you guys to do it. It's disastrous. No, like, ain't nobody want to grind bounties for like 30 hours. Stupid. Back in late April, we shared some plans on how to tackle the problem of bounty fatigue. We have made some shifts to seasonal bounties and reduced their importance on earning seasonal currency and seasonal progress. We're happy with these changes, but still want to continue to improve the bounty system overall. One of the plans we previewed was to eventually replace weekly bounties with a new mechanism to provide players with a set of non-expiring and account-scoped objectives each week that will grant lots of seasonal rank progress. We're still working on that system, and we'll share more on it before its targeted release of Season 13. So, Season 13, they're removing weekly bounties, it seems.
Well, and see, I had a thought just now. The easiest way, definitely give us weekly objectives, because that's just easier. For the stuff we're going to pick up every week, just make it weekly objectives. Like,
exactly.
Just don't even do that. What they could easily do to make like the daily bounties easier is you know how they made it so you can access Eververse from anywhere just by going to the director? So instead of having to go to every single individual vendor in the tower, which is really where bounties slow down the game bad. Like, let's be honest. It's the I have to break from activity to go hunt down who has what that I can do. But what they could do is create a comms channel as though it was radio chatter, and then have it that every available vendor offers like objectives, bounties, whatever you want to call them, but you can grab them and turn them in through that comms channel. You don't have to go back to the tower.
Right.
Which almost makes them feel like patrols.
Almost.
Which makes me feel like maybe we should talk about patrols at some point, Bungie, because let's be honest, who's done patrols recently? The answer is not a lot of us.
Not a lot of us. Unless you're like bored.
Well, I'd like patrols to mean something. I'd like, something.
Yeah, they don't mean much right now. So yeah.
Even if it was a trickle of bright dust. If it's like, oh, you did a patrol, here's 10 bright dust. Is it a lot? No. But I guarantee you'd have people doing more patrols.
Probably, yeah. To top off or something. But yeah, Season 13 is when we're gonna be getting rid of the weekly bounties. And it'll be weekly objectives. Like that's account wide and not just character wide. And they don't expire. Just weekly things. That's cool. I look forward to that. Unfortunately, it won't be in season 12, but it's okay. Season pass. The season pass you've come to know since Shadowkeep is largely staying the same. There will be new weapons and armor to earn off both the free track and the owned path. One big change we are making is adding Bright Dust to the season pass. As mentioned before,
God.
Yes, it's a good thing. As mentioned before, we wanted to change the way you earn Bright Dust and move more towards account-specific paths to give players with only one character significantly more Bright Dust than they've been earning over the last year. Here's the high-level look at the changes coming to next season. Season Pass Free Path will now offer 7,500 Bright Dust. Season Pass Owned Path will now offer 3,000 Bright Dust. Weekly bounties.
For those of you confused real quick, just because I know that somebody went, wait a minute. It means that for those of you who own the season path, you have a grand total available of 10,500.
Yes, because not only do you get stuff in the paid path or the owned path, but you also get the stuff from the free path as well.
I read that and had to do it like twice, I'll be honest.
That's
I was
fair.
Like, huh?
Right. Like, wait, what? But yeah, also weekly bounties will now award 100 Bright Dust. I think currently it's like 200 or something. So they're nerfing the
random. Well, yeah, but it used to be the random bounties is where you got a lot of Bright Dust. But those ate your glimmer.
I know. But yeah, they're essentially nerfing the bounties. They're trying to prepare us for season 13, where like the weekly bounties are gonna be gone. So this is cool. They're trying to put more Bright Dust into the season pass itself. With these changes, the vast majority of players will be earning more Bright Dust than before. One of our goals here is to not have a system that pushes you to try to grind out every weekly bounty on all 3 characters every single week. Whether you are a 3-character player or only play Warlock, Bright Dust will be more available when earning ranks on the Season Pass. We will also be making a change to the timing of Season Pass rank purchases, which will be available starting in Week 5 instead of Week 9. Interesting.
I guess that makes sense for people who are like, I don't want to have to try to save up to grind it out.
Right.
Or people were like, I want to buy it all right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that they're adding more into the Season Pass. And I like how they're trying to make it to where, like, you don't have to be a 3-character player to, like, you know, be able to do everything. You can be a 1-character player and do just as much. So, they're making the game casual friendly, but to a point. Like, it's not super easy to do everything, but it's also, like, not super hard to do everything either. It seems like, and it's controversial to say, it seems like Bungie is starting to get a few things right now.
What?
Right? Like, even because like I know a lot of people were upset with like the weapon changes and the fact that hand cannons, 150 hand cannons are just all being moved to 140 and stuff like that. But like, you really think about it, and you get over the fact that, like, you know, your favorite hand cannon is now becoming a 140 because it's actually not that bad. You realize that, like, this is good for balance. A lot of things are being balanced. A lot of things are being, like, smoothed out. They're finding a middle ground for a lot of stuff. It's all sounding really solid so far.
And you combine that with their anti-cheater ban hammer,
and you got a pretty solid system.
Yep.
Because with the cease and desists on a few cheat companies, and possibly more that they probably haven't mentioned, like, they're moving for the game in a really good direction. Like, sure, a lot of this stuff is, like, you know, baseline and, like, starting and stuff like that. We won't probably start seeing a lot of these changes to, like, maybe at the end of season 12 or, like, season 13 or something. But I don't see a bad thing in here that doesn't scream like, oh, you're destroying the game. It's like, if anything, the game is getting a lot more balanced.
Yep.
Very surprising. Very surprising. We have more plans for improving how you earn Bright Dust coming in Season 13, see? And we'll continue to monitor your feedback. So they're adding more ways to earn Bright Dust. So like, and just like I said, Season 12 is a lot of groundwork being set. It's a lot of like foundation building and like placing down a lot of stuff. And then we won't start to see a lot of changes for some of these until like Season 13 plus, which honestly sounds really good for if we look at year 4 as a whole. It's gonna be a lot better than the past few years.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, this is probably, of course, I know everybody wants that power fantasy, but it's probably the most balanced overall as a game, not just, you know, gunplay and like gameplay and everything, but like quality of life and like doing everything. This is probably the most balanced Destiny's ever been in a long time.
Yeah, gosh. And they haven't enacted all those. Yeah, no, and they haven't enacted those hand cannon changes yet, have they?
No, it starts with Season 12.
Yeah, because I'm really excited to see what it does to one of my favorite hand cannons that I've been complaining forever is not necessarily living up to its snuff. Hey, it's true. Which is flipping
Malfeasance.
Thank you. I don't know why I forgot its name. It's my favorite hand cannon. I just couldn't tell you what its name is. But yeah, no, I mean, I love that hand cannon, but it's just been frustrating because it's like it feels like it don't do its job.
Right, and now it's getting a range buff, and it's getting an ammo buff.
Yeah, which is good.
Great. So yeah, like, this is really good. I know a lot of people will disagree because like they like, you know, everybody's, you know, hardcore or quote unquote hardcore, and they want like, you know, everything to be catered to them, and like they want their 150s still, they want things to be unnerved, blah blah blah. But like, if things remain the way they currently are, it will still be the unbalanced, crazy, chaotic mess that it is. When in reality, it's okay to have a bit of balance in the game. And all these changes, they seem huge, they seem crazy, but in the long run, you're gonna be very thankful that all these changes are here.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna overall improve the gameplay for everybody.
Exactly, and like, and even if some things don't work out with their new systems and everything, and like on the server side, because we had that whole talk about the tech and everything, with the way that they're doing things now, they'll be able to make hot fixes and fix things a lot quicker.
Yeah, it won't be so convoluted that it takes, 30 tries because they go, oh, I'll just change that. Oh wait, why is the head floating? Why is that guardian just floating away?
Exactly, like it won't take a few weeks or like a whole season. It'll be like maybe the next day or maybe a couple days or a weekend or whatever. Like, things are really good in the large scope of things. I almost don't know, like, I'm not ready for this. Destiny's actually going to be in a really good spot.
Yeah, and it's unusual, and we're not used to it, and it's scary.
It's scary, but like also good, and I'm like, why isn't it here yet? Like,
well, and like you said, all the changes taken together are going to put it in a good place. We're going to see, like, I think there's one other hand cannon in the same. Oh, Lumina. Like, I was looking it up, what hand cannons are getting affected by this. Lumina and Malfeasance, which both have, like, some of the lowest usage of PvE hand cannons, which is weird because they're both literally designed for it. Have some of the lowest usage because they don't perform. But now with these changes, overall, they're going to be...
They have fighting chance.
Yeah, and we might see more, like, Lumina healer builds from Warlocks. Like, it's going to be really good to see.
It's going to be really good. I'm excited, personally. I am so excited. I cannot wait. Anyway, before we continue to get ahead of ourselves, we have a little bit more to go, and then we have some exciting stuff at the end. Spider's Dealings. Here's another little thing that people have some issues with. Spider is going through some changes in Beyond Light, though a notoriously savvy black market dealer. A favorite four-armed friend has been largely the same for quite some time now. But the impending journey to Europa has finally given him a reason to tune up the materials exchange and make two key changes. First, Spider will no longer be selling legendary shards. This exchange was removed mainly because it was not seeing enough use. I use it quite a bit, actually.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Poppy Spider is where I get all my shards, man.
Honestly, like throughout the season, that's where I go to get shards, but that's okay. That must mean that we're gonna be able to get a lot more shards. Right?
Well,
like,
if you think
it
about all
has
the
to mean
activities that can possibly drop high power gear now, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, let's say you get repeats in a slot, you're gonna delete it, right? And then you'll get shards.
You don't have to, especially because now you don't have to hang on to it for a look.
Exactly. But more on that later. Not seeing enough use, particularly when compared with the other exchange offers. Okay, that makes sense. Because you want more materials and glimmer compared to shards sometimes. After reviewing player balances and the frequency with which this exchange was accessed, it was an easy decision to free up the space for something much more interesting. In place of the legendary shard exchange, Spider is now selling enhancement prisms. These highly valued items come at a cost 400 legendary shards per prism. Oh, that's per prism. And he's stingy with them, so you can only purchase 3 a week. But
that's 200 shards.
That's a lot of shards. But we wanted to give those of you with higher balances a way to transmute your legendary shards into something a little more valuable than planetary materials and upgrade modules.
Yeah, fair.
So, with that, this is mainly for people that are in the end game and they want to enhance their gear. And you probably have, at that point, you probably have an abundance of legendary shards. So 3 enhancement prisms, 1200 shards probably is like easy money for people that have like over 16,000 legendary shards, you know? Like I feel like this change isn't for like casuals per se. This is more for like if you're in the end game, you probably have a lot of legendary shards. So here you go. We have a legendary shard sink for you. Kind of like what MMOs do when there's like inflation of their currency, you know?
Right, exactly. It where suddenly goes super wonky or does weird stuff. Like, oh god, the one that you'll get some of us going on. All right, gonna show my age here for a second. Way back in the day, in World of Warcraft, when you got to level 40, you were poor and there's no way in hell you had a mount. And when you got to level 60, you had been grinding for 20 levels and you finally could afford your first slow mount. Now you get it at level 20 for free, practically. Almost. It's 13 silver. But point is, inflation in games happens and goes in multiple directions.
Uh-huh. So yeah. So like, for all those that have like thousands and thousands of legendary shards, you now have a legendary shard sink. Congratulations.
For those of us who don't,
work on it. That's basically what they're saying. Like, we've given you a whole bunch of good stuff for like the casual and the semi-hardcore. We got to give the hardcore people and like the higher echelon a little something, which is fine. Once again, balance.
All things in balance.
All things. Perfect harmony.
All things.
Second, we've taken another look at how the enhancement core exchange works and made some changes. The ascending cost mechanism has been removed. Okay. And in its place, Spider will now sell you 5 enhancement cores a day for a fixed price of 30 legendary shards each.
Ow.
While this does limit the number of cores you can acquire from each day, we feel a consistent price is a clearer experience with less chance to accidentally spend large quantities of legendary shards.
Fair.
Okay. I mean, sure. It's a lot more fair. More importantly, it's also cheaper. In the old purchase model, you'd pay 310 legendary shards for 5 enhancement cores, 10, 20, 40, 80, and then 160. In the new model, you'll pay only 30 shards each, which equals out to 150 legendary shards for 5 enhancement cores. Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Makes sense. So while it does limit your acquisition rate, it actually will save you 160 legendary shards every 5 cores. Cool. Although, if I'm getting enhancement cores from the spider, I usually only get 3. So
yeah, because they're so expensive right now.
I go 10, 20, 40, and then stop. Sometimes I just do 10, 20. But I mean, that's cool. It's a guaranteed 5 shards or cores or whatever. So cool. Makes sense. It like I said, like it must mean that we're getting an influx of legendary shards throughout the season, right?
Yeah, and some people are probably sitting on fat stacks.
Guaranteed. What? Some people are sitting on over 16,000.
I think Nakia Chop has 3K.
I have almost 4K, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You too? You have way more than I do. I'm sitting here like, how many do you have? 800, sir?
And I know Blaze has like 12,000, I think, because she just doesn't use. She has no reason to use legendary shards. So
exactly, it's silly. It's silly that they still have them.
See, like this right here is for that. Like if you have anything over like 5,000 legendary shards, this is for you. Go nuts.
Just buds for you.
Yeah. This one's for you. Go nuts. Gotta go fast. Okay, this is where things get cool. Gotta go fast. Finally, we've seen a few people wondering if you'll be able to equip the Ghost mod Speed Demon with other mods like Guiding Light in the new system. And we have some good news for you. Wait, suspense. You won't need to. Yay!
Huzzah!
Starting in Beyond Light, all sparrows, both legendary and exotic, will innately summon instantly, even without the Transmat Preloader perk. As a result, there is no need for a ghost mod to impact this functionality, so Speed Demon was not carried forward into the new system. Yay!
Yay!
If you're already driving around a sparrow with Transmat Preloader, you can keep using it and it will work just fine. Or you can pull it from collections again and get 2 new perks. Newly created sparrows will no longer roll on Transmat Preloader, so you have a chance to get yourself an extra perk and still remain that instant summon speed. Or retain that instant summon speed. Hop on that newly instant summoning sparrow and zip on over to check out Spider's new offers. He's ready and waiting to wrap those 4 greedy arms around some of your wealth and make you a deal you can't refuse.
I always feel like I'm gonna walk out of there with concrete galoshes. Just gonna put that on there.
True.
Like every time my guardian goes in there, I'm like, is my guardian about to lose everything off their back?
Right.
Like seriously.
Honestly. That's a really...
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, because you're about to kill me.
Right. But yeah, this right here, such a high quality change.
Oh yeah.
So good. Like, that frees up so many ghost slots as well. So good. I love this so much. When I read this, I was like, oh, Sparrow changes. Now, here is another, like, nice little thing. Eververse. Starting in Season of the Hunt, Bright Engrams will now contain all Eververse content from Season 1 to 3 seasons prior to the current season, excluding content from special events like Festival of the Lost, The Dawning, etc. Here are some practical examples. Season 12, Bright Engrams contain all content from Season 1 through Season 9. Season 13, Bright Engrams contain all content from Season 1 through Season 10. So that means, well, actually no. I wonder if that means exotic ornaments. Because I would love to have that Lumina ornament.
The one I have?
Yeah.
The one I want is the Quirk Star for Sunshot.
That, and I want the Thorn ornaments. The two. Too good. As always, as you open more Bright Engrams, your chances for earning things you don't own increases. Let me reread that. Your chances for earning things you don't own increases. There will be instances of duplicate drops, but the engrams will be weighted to grant you things you might be hunting. Cool. That's really good. So if you don't have everything in Eververse, you have a chance to do so now. Everything up from Season 1 to Season 9, and then the following season, Season 1 to Season 10. That's really good.
Oh yeah, because that just makes it all the better.
Yeah. That means you're going to get weapon skins, you're going to get like armor things, you're going to get cosmetic stuff. All technically for playing the game. Because you get
That's what we want.
Yeah, because you get Bright Engrams from the seasonal track thing, and then after you reach rank 100, every 5 levels or whatever, you get a Bright Engram. So like, this is a solid change. They're essentially, this is what I told my clan when I was like giving them the information. They're basically saying, "What's Eververse?"
Yeah, seriously.
We don't know what that is. That doesn't exist to us. Eververse, what? I don't see that. Do you?
Exactly. Like, I do not know what this Eververse is that you speak of.
Eververse, never heard of her. I only know free content for playing the game.
Free content only.
I only know content from playing the game. And they kind of set us up for this. Like when they said that, like, you know, cosmetics and stuff like that, like ghosts, sparrows, weapon skins, armor skins, that you think would come from certain activities like the raid or like Crucible or Strikes or Gambit, would no longer be sold in the Eververse store. It'll be available to get in game. It includes like, you know, a special ghost for like Strikes, or like special ghost for the raid, or a sparrow or a ship or something like that, or weapon skins from the raid, for all we know, like ornaments or something. I say weapon skins because I was playing League earlier, but like ornaments for the weapons and armor and stuff like that. So they already set us up for this, and now they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make Eververse even more irrelevant." And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, of course, like they want. It's like, of course, like the special events like Festival of the Lost, the Dawning, Guardian games. Hopefully that gets better. Stuff like that. It's still like, you know, a paid thing because, like, you know, it's a cosmetic thing. They got to make money somehow, other than from, like, you know, people buying the expansion.
Right.
And of course, they're probably still gonna have some stuff in there for silver only. But like, this is good. I have no issues with this.
Yeah, this is a solid change.
Yeah, they're really saying like, hey, if you don't want to spend money, you really don't have to. Just play the game and you're good. Solid. Unless you want that cool cosmetic thing from Festival of the Lost where you look like a vampire or a werewolf or something, then by all means, you can spend your money on that, or you can get it for Bright Dust. And since we're going to be getting a lot more Bright Dust in the season pass, ta-da!
It's like, yes, Daddy, give me my allowance of Bright Dust. Thank you.
Right, exactly. So that 10,000 Bright Dust and then that 100 Bright Dust you get for every weekly bounty, that's looking pretty solid. I don't know, Larson. That's looking pretty solid, bro.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
That's looking pretty solid.
It's like, yeah, give me that Bright Dust.
They're basically saying, hey, we have enough money now. You ain't got to spend all that money on us. You can if you want to, because it's still there.
And we'll appreciate it. Don't get us wrong.
We will appreciate it and accept it. It will be put to good use for the game. But
we're okay.
We're good. You can, Eververse isn't that big of a deal anymore.
They finally divorced themselves from the Activision, you must sell content.
Right, exactly. They're like, here's some Bright Dust. Oh yeah, in Season 13, We're gonna give you a lot more bright dust and other things.
Do you want bright dust with your bright dust?
Here, I heard you like bright dust. Have some bright dust.
With your bright dust on your bright dust.
Oh, you want more bright dust with that? With the bright dust on the side? Yeah, I got you. Very good overall. We said all that to say, like, that, jokes aside and bit aside, we said all that to say, it's a very solid change. Good job, Bungie. Like, everything, before we get to, like, the next bit, everything we read here, holy crap. I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, they've taken it. You want to say to the next level? They've taken it far beyond the next level.
This is something. This is something we would never think Bungie would have done for Destiny, because a lot of people were thinking Destiny is about to fall and die and burn.
Well, especially when the new IP they announced was like, they're like, oh, that's it, they're giving up.
Exactly, but here, especially if you've been watching like the other videos, like the vidoc and like the trailer and like, you know, the Bungie reveal thing for Beyond Light at the start of season 11, like they're showing that they're 100% dedicated to Destiny 2, and that's so like comforting. As someone who loves this game and basically grew up with it, like, because back in 2014 is when Destiny came out, and I was, I think, still in high school at the time.
I feel so old.
Right. It was a year before my final year in high school, and like, I loved this game to death. I played it pretty much majority of like my current life, and it's great to see it get there now. It seems like we may not be fully there yet, because of course we have to see all this in action. For all we know, it could be really bad and Bungie has to make some changes. Or for all we know, it could be the best thing ever, and then like year 5 ends up being like the best year Destiny's ever had. Because of course it seems year 4 is like everything is set up and all that. Because year 5 with Witch Queen and Savathun, I feel like that right there is going to be the best year of Destiny.
I mean, how is she even going to see us? We've all given her an optometrist exam at this point.
True. But but yeah, like this is, I'm so happy and so proud of Bungie.
Oh yeah.
This is good. Okay.
This is really good.
Down to the wire. It's time now to check in with player support team for the latest on known issues and important information on the state of the game. This is their report. World activities. Drink some water real quick.
And go.
Okay. World activities. On Beyond Light and update 3.0 releases on November 10th, 2020. Some world activities will be removed. These removals are not related to the Destiny Content Vault, but are general game updates. Interesting. And you'll understand why I say that. Players should complete any activities and quests they have left if they want to claim rewards from them. Flashpoints, weekly engrams should be claimed before November 10th, or they will be removed, which makes sense because of new season, new gear, and all that fun and excitement. All destination adventures, interesting. World quests from year 1 locations, such as Enemy of My Enemy, Exodus Black, and Data Recovery, which makes sense because that's year 1 stuff. But yeah, that's very interesting how like they mention all destination adventures. You would think it would just be like the ones that are going away, but not. Weird.
Yeah, it's well, it might just be that they honestly don't fit into the rotation anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. I just feel like everybody's done them at this point. Like a majority of the player base, they're either not doing adventures at all, because they're not required, or they've already been done.
Yeah, so I need to go through and do all the side adventures. I don't think I ever did with my Warlock.
Right. But yeah, so yeah, this is interesting. I want to see the reason why. There seems to be, like, usually when they say stuff like this, it's usually a reason. Like, because past TWABs ago, they basically were setting up some of this stuff that they talked about in this TWAB. So there seems to be a reason for a lot of things. So yeah, I'm curious on why, but they'll probably show that later. Inventory item removal. With the start of year 4 and the introduction of the Destiny Content Vault on November 10th, certain items will be deprecated from player inventories that correspond with vaulted destinations, activities, and campaigns. Click here to review list of items, quests, and currencies that will be removed from player inventories at the start of year 4. Some items listed can be used or turned in for rewards, such as glimmer, weapons, and armor. So be sure to do that before November 10th. You have the rest of this week. Right. You have the rest of this week and all of next week to do whatever you got to do. Good luck, everybody. 14-hour downtime. Here we go.
That's going to be a little rough.
I've reposted this on Twitter many times. Hopefully everybody knows this, and when this video goes out, everybody on my channel will know this. On November 9th, Destiny 2 will be taken offline for maintenance. Maintenance will begin at 7 p.m. PST. That's 300 UTC. Ending on November 10th at 9 a.m. That's PST. At 1700 UTC. With the launch of Destiny 2 Beyond Light and Update 3.0. Also, one huge thing. Everybody remember, you will have to re-download Destiny 2.
But also, please remember, it's much smaller now.
Yes. So, it may be daunting to hear that you have to re-download the whole game, but it's a lot smaller. And it's for their system changes, and it's for also Beyond Light.
Also, if it's the way I think it is, it's also going to be a lot for those of you who have had fracturing issues during installations. It will probably be a lot smoother as far as how it goes in.
Right. Okay, they go over the PlayStation 4 collection codes things because apparently, like they were receiving an email about how they were gonna get an account lockout if they use their collector's edition codes on PS4. It's been fixed. So now you can redeem the codes before November 10th. So go ahead and do them if you haven't already. Titles and seals. With Moments of Triumph and Season of Arrivals coming to a close, the players are strongly encouraged to claim and equip the titles located in the seals so that they will correctly count as claimed. The known issues. The Warlock's top tree on Downblade subclass can trigger the Icarus dash cooldown when playing on PC. Yeah, I've had that happen. It's weird. Players can't dismount from their Sparrow using the dismount button on controller if their ghost is out. Weird. Some players report that they're receiving the baboon error more frequently. For a full list of issues, click on the stuff. Y'all know what to do. Nominees. Destiny Beyond Light trailer. Here it is. Click on it if you want to watch. If you want to stay completely radio silent on this, don't watch it. There's spoilers for cutscenes and stuff.
Lots of spoilers.
So, this is the time. If anything, next week, stay off of social media. Like, if you don't want any spoilers anymore, stay off of social media. Like, don't go on Twitter, don't go on YouTube, don't go on Facebook, don't go on Tumblr, because I know they post stuff on Tumblr. Don't go on Tumblr, don't go on Instagram. Just
seriously, it's gonna be
it's all over the place. It's gonna be all over the place.
Watched Game of Thrones. It's like when a new episode of Game of Thrones would drop, and you were playing a game, and you had to just not pay attention to any chat.
100%. Yeah. So stay off of everything social media to make sure that you stay completely blind.
Burn your computer. Bury it in the ground. Pretend it doesn't exist.
Right. As well, remember that we will most likely be having that end of season event sometime next week. The prediction is the 5th of November, so keep that in mind, everybody. So at least get online for that. But other than that, stay off. Ain't nothing for you.
Wait, The 5th of November. Seriously?
It's rumored that it's the 5th of November.
Okay, so for those of you who are comic book buffs, or like me, a history major, the 5th of November coincides with an event known as the Gunpowder Treason, where
Okay.
Guy Fawkes tried to blow up British Parliament. Failed spectacularly, but his attempt at blowing up British Parliament caused a whole bunch of laws to be passed that actually ended up being really good for democracy overall.
Okay.
Ironically. Anyways, but so the fact that they'd release a an event on the 5th of November, if they do, just cracks me up.
I think it's hilarious.
Don't
yeah.
blow up the tower again.
Right, please.
My heart.
Right. And then of course they have other little things. Like this is the other thing that won. So yeah. Last bit before we have a little bit of announcements at the end. It's been a fun week filled with several early mornings for us Pacific time. It's always nice to start off your day delivering a new vidoc or exciting new launch trailer. The train carrying the hype is nearing its destination though, and Beyond Light will be arriving in less than 2 weeks. It's almost time to start counting the sleeps until the big launch. I know I am. Next week, we will have a preview of some of the patch notes coming with the big update on November 10th. We want to leave plenty for you to discover on your own in Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt, and are excited to let the game do the talking. But we will still check in next week for one last TWAB before launch. Also, in the TWAB before launch, they will talk a little bit more about the raid and like what the jacket's gonna look like and everything specifically. Of course, not raid details because like they like to keep hush hush about all that. But you get to see what the jacket looks like and all that, and what the belt looks like. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah, I look forward to next Thursday.
Oh yeah.
All right. So earlier today in the morning, Luke Smith, for those that know, he's the game director. He was on a live stream for Twitch Gaming, and they had like a Q&A thing for Destiny Beyond Light, and he mentioned 3 key things. One of them was the fact that Beyond Light is not as big as Forsaken because Bungie doesn't have that big of a team anymore. They're a lot smaller.
Yeah, but Forsaken, they had a whole like extra
studio.
High Moon, I think.
Exactly, yeah, and Vicarious Visions. But it will be bigger than Shadowkeep. They Luke Smith confirmed that it will be bigger than Shadowkeep. The other thing,
pretty dang impressive if you think about it.
Honestly, yeah, it's gonna be good. And then the other thing they announced was for Darkness subclasses, they did say that there will be more Darkness subclasses. The prediction is we will get one in the next 2 years, aka one for season 5, one for year 5, and another one for year 6, and so on and so forth. So I'm excited to see them. One element.
Wait. So we're gonna get 3 darkness to mirror 3 light.
Exactly. So what I was thinking was, since solar is the opposite of ice, hold on. Okay. Since solar is the opposite of ice, what would be the opposite of void and arc?
Well, arc, I'm not sure, because that one would be a little harder, at least for me mentally, to wrap my head around. Although you could do similar but opposite and have like an acid or poison subclass.
See, that's what I was thinking because of the necrotic grip.
Yeah, like we might get something like acid or poison. But for void is gravity. And the opposite of gravity in physics is time.
Ooh, a time subclass would be sick.
Now, I'm not sure how they'd work that. That could be a lot of fun. You could do a lot of, if the new structure they have allows for it, they could do a lot of really cool, like, instead of having ice walls which block stuff, you could have but stasis slows. Well, but this would be different. But like time grenades that bullets traveling through it get slower or faster depending if they're friendly or unfriendly.
Yeah, or you could like redirect them as well.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Or the opposite of gravity can also be space, but we kind of already have that with gravity, so
Right.
void.
Yeah, like we'll have to see. Of course, this is all speculation and like our predictions, but they did say we will have more darkness subclasses, so keep that in mind.
And I also like that it means that they're going to revisit the light subclasses.
Oh yeah, 100% guaranteed. Assuming
Like
the stasis system works.
Assuming it doesn't all break.
Right. Right.
In a horrible fire.
And then the last thing they announced on stream was Larson, do you want to say?
Transmog.
Yeah, so even though Transmog is coming in season 13,
oh yeah, I pulled up while we were talking, and I've been still participating. I've been pulling up articles about everything that was said.
Oh yeah.
Everything. The exact quote is, you're not going to need the copy in your inventory. So step 1, not going to need the copy in your inventory of what you want to transmog.
You can go ahead and delete all the armor.
Yeah, let the great vault purging begin. Actually, exact next sentence was, you can delete all that shit.
Yep, exactly.
They're going to scrape your account data, which means, for those of you who aren't familiar with technical terms, scraping data means that they basically send a bot through that looks at all the stuff you've earned and that gives them values based on that. So basically, they're going to use a bot that goes, they've earned this out of collections. And we don't have to worry about that messing up because that collection system has been set up for a while. Scrape all account data, and you'll be able to and the things that are eligible for transmog will be things that you've collected across your journey. It's not going to be what you just have at the moment. So, as you're getting ready for Beyond Light, if you just want to delete a bunch of old shit that you were still keeping because you thought it looked sweet, this old Ego Talon 4 Warlock helmet is his example. You can delete that. You don't need to keep it around.
That's me clapping.
Oh yeah. No, this is amazing. And here's the thing. There is a possibility that transmog is going to change how ornaments work in general. I would kind of not be surprised if you have to go to one of the vendors and have them apply it for you for a small cost of legendary shards. Just based on what we're seeing on the economy so far. But it may just be pop it on, walk away, have fun.
Yeah, see what I'm thinking is like in the coming seasons, like once transmog is a thing, right? The coming seasons, I feel like there will be a system to it when you earn that season's gear and onward. But for now, it's just like we don't want you to feel like you have to go and like, claim all this stuff again. We're just gonna look through your data, collect everything that you know already, and make them all into ornaments. Essentially. Right. But then what I think is gonna happen is, because like they mentioned that like they were gonna have something where they could be able to do it right away with silver, but then there was gonna be like a free to play way to do it. Like it was gonna be a little slower, but like there was gonna be a free to play way to do it. So I'm thinking that like once season 13 hits and transmog actually gets here, if you want any new gear, like from that season or onward, you'll have to do the new way to earn it,
Right.
But like everything that you have already and Ben had since the beginning of Destiny 2, that's already set in stone for transmog, it seems. At least from the way they worded it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's being changed up.
Right.
Too terribly much.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. So we finally got news on transmog. That's probably gonna be the last bit of news we're gonna get about it until like the closer it gets to season 13, which makes sense because we're all about season 12 right now. But Larson's a happy boy.
Happy.
But yeah, that is all for us for now. Any closing thoughts?
No, it's all looking amazing. Like there's, like I'm sitting here going, I might be bouncing off the walls about transmog, but holy shit, this is amazing.
Year 4 is looking really solid so far. The start of it, see, like, and I'll say this, like before, like I'll call this now because it happened in Forsaken and it happened in Shadowkeep. I've said this before. I've said it on the Bungie reveal stream. I'll say it every time. Bungie is really good at starting off a season and hyping up a season. Well, no, starting off a year and hyping up the year. And they're also really good at closing out the year. So,
it's the middle.
Right. It's the middle that always seems to struggle. Because with Shadowkeep specifically, this is where the example truly applies. Because it also somewhat applied to Forsaken, but that had a greater impact. With Shadowkeep, the story for Shadowkeep, the expansion itself was really good. They started off year 3 really strong. It was really solid. It was looking really good. Season 8 kind of fell off a little bit. And then Season 9 came. The only good thing that came out of it was we got to see Saint 14. We got to save him and all that. That was cool. Season 10 hit. Probably the worst season Destiny's ever had.
Yeah, I don't remember... Ethan, I don't remember Season 11, 10? 10? Yeah, Season 10. I think it's because I wasn't here. Like, I literally just checked out.
Half of our clan wasn't here.
Sorry.
You guys appeared. You guys came back during the season event, during the end of season event, which wasn't even that great. So.
And then we hit the ground running in Season 11.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like, they're good at the start of a year and at the end of a year. I hope the middle of the year is a lot more solid this time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, like, because everything sounds really good at the start of year 4. Season 12 is sounding great. Season 13, on paper, sounds pretty good since it's building off of Season 12. But will the gameplay loop and will the gameplay itself be fun in Season 13? Will it be good in Season 14? I know it's going to be solid in Season 15. I'm not worried about Season 15. I'm not worried about Season 12. Season 13, on the tail end of Season 13, and all of Season 14 is what I'm a little worried about. Yeah, so we'll see.
They unfortunately have a bit of a history when it comes to it kind of falling through.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Forsaken, where Forsaken started out really good, and then Black Armory hit. It was alright. And then Joker's Wild hit, and it was basically the Gambit season, and nobody played that. And then Season of Opulence hit, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was rough.
Right.
Let's be honest, it was a little rough.
Exactly. So, even though Forsaken is claimed to be the best expansion Destiny's ever had, even rivaling Taken King, which was originally the best expansion, I
was nervous when I make that comparison because those are some big shoes.
True, but yeah, I went on record to say that like Forsaken is better than Taken King, and I still stand by that currently until Beyond Light proves differently, which I think it might. But yeah, like Forsaken, even though it was really good, once again, Season of the Outlaw, which was Season 4, was really good. Season of Opulence was really good. Black Armory was not. Well, it was alright, just like how Season 9 was alright. And then, Joker's Wild, just like Season 10, was not good at all. So, we'll see if they break their curse. That's all I gotta say about that.
Break the curse.
But yeah, so far, like I've always said, start of year 4 is sounding really good. And Season 13 is sounding pretty solid too. At least the beginning of it anyway.
Yep.
So we'll see. That's all I'll say on it. Because we can go on and on about that. But probably yeah.
Literal hours.
Yeah, literal hours. So yeah, it sounded really good. All great. I love this. Let's see it go through. I'm hype. I'm on the train. Waiting for it to crash right into that destination. It's going to be good.
Oh yeah, it is definitely what we've been waiting for.
So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Soto Entertainment, so you can see this stream and many others like this. Also follow my Twitter, which is at Soto Entertain M1, so you can see when I'm going live, so you can see like any channel updates, which will be happening soon. And yeah, it's real good. It's exciting. One thing I will say that is an announcement that I will make an announcement for next week is that the week of November 10th all the way leading up to the raid and the raid day will be Beyond Light stuff only. I will not be streaming anything else. Anything afterwards will be my new schedule, which I will talk about on the 21st after we're done raiding. Or at least that Monday, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, there are some changes happening. But yeah, the week of the 10th of November all the way to the 21st of November will be Beyond Light only. If you don't care about Destiny, I am sorry. But
that is what we are doing. We are sorry.
That is what we are doing. I am deeply sorry. For those that are curious about Beyond Light and how Destiny is now, I will definitely be giving my honest and complete opinion. I will be super hype, of course, but if there are things I don't like, I will say them straight up. I'm not afraid to do so. I've done it in the past with Trials of Osiris and all that. So yeah, I'm excited though. All looks really good. Let's hope it follows through. Love you all very much, and I will see you wonderful people next time.
Later, Gators.
Goodbye.